Hello, I'm William Valentin, Corresponding Secretary for the Correctional Officers Benevolent Association, or should I say, former Corresponding Secretary for the Correctional Officers Benevolent Association. I was removed from the COBA by the Executive Board. I was voted in by the membership, but I was removed by the board in an unprecedented violation of our bylaws. They removed me illegally, and the whole process going up to the removal has been illegal from day one. The initial incident that started it off was the fact that as the corresponding secretary, I am the only executive board member authorized in the bylaws to deal with the member listing, among other things. I requested to perform my elected function, updating the member list of the COBA, keeping COBA files in my file cabinet, and releasing all notices of meetings. Those were some of my elected duties, and they were not allowed by the president. So myself and the president had a back and forth, which resulted in his removal of me from the executive board. Again, I was elected by the membership, but I was removed by the executive board. It's not supposed to go that way. Anyway, I'm not here to discuss that. If you want any additional information on that, everything that you could possibly want, any document, is on my website. My website is youbethejudge.co. No spaces, youbethejudge.co. Go on there and you can research what you have to research if you're interested at all. I know at this point correctional officers are not so interested in COBA matters these days. You got a lot of things going on. You have excessive overtime in the facilities due to mismanagement. You have people doing triples in every facility. You can't go home to your family. You have officers being assaulted at an alarming rate, splashed, sexually assaulted. I mean, this has been the climate for the last year. It's horrible. And there doesn't seem to be any end in sight. The department is implementing policies and procedures that make it impossible for you to do your job as a correctional officer. I'm here to talk about those things. I'm here to talk about forward movement. Correctional officers have never had it this bad. I've been on this job for 25 years, and I've never ever seen it like this. We have to do something about it. Something has to be done. I know it's easy to complain to each other, sit in the locker room, sit on post, talk about how effed up it is and how it's never going to get any better, and things aren't the way they used to be, and the inmates have the upper hand, and no one cares about us. I get it. You're correction officers, like me. We took an oath to do this job. We are the boldest. We are here to be bold and have care, custody, and importantly, control over a violent inmate population. The only way to do this is for us to stick together and work together. The managers clearly don't have our best interest at heart. I mean, let's just take a look at a few things. The Bronx DA determined that they will not prosecute inmates that commit violent acts on Rikers Island. I've never heard of this. This is unprecedented. The policies and procedures that they have in place, no punitive segregation. Are you kidding me? How are we supposed to control these individuals? You don't want us to use force. You want us to spray them. You want us to use non-confrontational methods to control a very violent inmate population that has no regard for you as a correction officer. There are no deterrents in place. These inmates are getting concurrent sentences and $1 bail for assault on a correction officer. That is an E felony. Assault on a correctional staff member in accordance of their duties is an E felony. The system is failing us, and nobody is doing anything about it. Our union is doing nothing. Silent. Don't get me wrong. They throw a hell of a party. I understand. Entertainment, entertainment, entertainment. If it's not Don Coqui, it's Yankee Stadium, it's Met Stadium, it's a concert, it's the radio show. We don't need all that. What we need is we need policies and procedures to be challenged. We need the commissioner to be challenged. We need the Robert Johnson, the Bronx DA, to be challenged. Where is this happening? We're losing at MOC. HMD is having their way with us. The department has us handcuffed. And we're getting assaulted. We're getting abused on a daily basis, written up on a daily basis. People are scared to come to work. They're scared to do something wrong that the supervisor might write them up. They're scared of the inmates. Look, I didn't take this job to be scared. I work for the emergency service unit. I've been on this job for 25 years. I've worked in several specialized units. I've gone to ground zero and done search and rescue. I do what I have to do to be what I have to be on this job. And I believe we all should do the same. Enough being scared. Enough being nervous. You pay, your union dues have doubled. Your union benefits are very similar to the way they were in 1995. Nothing has really changed. The benefits have remained the same, but the union dues have doubled. Executive salaries have skyrocketed. What are you getting for this? I mean, other than great adventure, concerts, parties, what are you really getting for this? You are a correction officer. You're not here to be abused. The workplace violence program is a state-mandated program that the department must have. We work in the most violent place on earth. And while I was a board member, I came to the realization that the department didn't have a workplace violence policy. We made them get it. You need to start using it. No one's using it. Reach out to the union. Make them show you what to do. I feel that we should be suing the Department of Correction for failing to provide a safe environment for its staff. They're so worried about the inmates, how they feel, are they emotionally disturbed, are they going to punitive segregation, how does that affect their psyche, the poor inmates. What about the correction officers that are mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, grandparents? They come to work every day to have a better life for their families, and we're being abused. What about us? What about our psychological well-being? We're all suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. I know a lot of people that are. We're all suffering from psychological issues developed on this job. We're all suffering from enormous amounts of stress. Look around. You don't know when the last time you're going to see somebody is. You might be watching this video and I could be gone in a week. We're under tremendous stress every day. The department's doing nothing for us. Nothing. The union's doing nothing for us. We've never had it this bad. Don't you think it's time for a change? Don't you think it's time to stand up for yourself and for your fellow officers? For God's sakes, your families depend on it. They depend on you. They want you to come home every day. Again, I've been on this job a long time. I've put my life on the line for correction officers and their families. Many times in the past, I've had my share of uses of force. I do what needs to be done for correction officers. I always have. COBA. I've been a delegate 4 terms. I got elected 4 times because I did the right thing for correction officers. I became a board member because I did the right thing for correction officers. I went to ESU so that I can do the right thing for correction officers. I am a correction officer, like you. We need to stand together and we need to make something happen. We're all we have. There's nothing left. Look where we are. Do you like this? You see what you have. You see what you have with the department. You see what you have with your union. Is that what you really want? More of this? I think that we should make a change immediately. How can we possibly go wrong? It's time. Norman Seabrook has been the president of this union for over 20 years. I believe that 2 terms is more than enough to keep somebody honest. I think after that, no good. We need to revamp some things. We need to change the times of the meetings immediately. We need to make it so that there's term limits for these executive board members, myself included. I was one. I am one. Since I've been there, I've done nothing but help correction officers. I mean, I can go on and on about the things that I've accomplished since I've been in COBA. I was part of that team, and I made sure that I did my job. And because of a disagreement, because I spoke out, because I objected, because I questioned, now I'm no longer there. And the funny thing is that you put me there, and you're supposed to be the ones to take me out. That didn't happen. There's a lot of things wrong with the department, with COBA. I believe that we should make it our point to fix them for the future, for our future, and for the future correction officers. We can't possibly continue this way. Help me, help you. I know for a fact I can immediately change your situation. I can immediately increase your benefits and your family's benefits noticeably, where you'll be like, holy cow. I can immediately attack the Department of Corrections and force them to stop implementing these policies. I can immediately address Robert Johnson, who shouldn't even be there. We can make these things happen. It's not rocket science. COBA is not rocket science. Norman Seabrook, he was good for COBA in the beginning. I have no objections. I was here from the start. He did his thing, and he had people in place and the political clout to do what he needed to do. I don't believe that's the case anymore. I believe that from that day to this, he stopped caring about correction officers and started caring about Norman Seabrook. Look at the way he runs the union. Look at the way he addresses your problems. Look at the way that correction officers have it right now. What are we doing? Who's helping us? We need a change, and we need it immediately. You have an opportunity. October 13th is a special meeting. I had nothing to do with that. It wasn't my call. It was CORE. But at the end of the day, you haven't had a union meeting since 2012. That is beyond belief. As a union official, we're supposed to ensure that your voice is heard. We're supposed to ensure that you get to ask questions and make suggestions. This is your union. This is not our union. We don't run it like corporate America. Somehow, this whole thing got twisted. And somehow, you guys actually believe that it's supposed to operate this way. It's not. Question. Come out. Participate. Take hold of your union and make the changes you need to make. October 13th is a special meeting. You need to come out. You need to make motions. Make your voice heard. Make your vote heard. Let Norman Seabrook and the COBA see that you're interested. Why do you think the union meetings are at 9 a.m. so nobody can come? Why do you think they look at the clock and they started at 9 and they ended at 9:02 when people are still coming to the meeting? That's disrespectful to your members. But they don't care. They just don't want you guys to take control. And the control is yours. Help me help you. Let's make a difference. Let's do what we have to do. And be bold.